So as Jyotish said, we got back just a few weeks ago from long traveling to Ananda centers. We were based in Assisi in Europe, but people came from all over, and then we went on to India. And I wanted to share with you one story that happened while we were, to begin with, while we were in Assisi. A man came while we were there who had been a good friend of ours. He was from Germany and a good friend of Swami Kriyananda's. And we hadn't seen him since the pandemic started. And he came up to us and he said, I have a confession to make. And actually it was a tea for a small group of patrons for the publications business in Europe. Yogananda Edizione. And he said, I have a confession to make. When Swami Kriyananda passed in 2013, he said, I didn't think Ananda would continue in the same spirit. I didn't mean that it would fail, but just the expansive attunement that Swamiji had, I didn't see how that was possible. And he had tears in his eyes. He said, I can't tell you how much it means to me to see the spirit with which it's been carrying on. And this evening, you've heard different ones of our outreach ministry speak, Mai and Jitendra, Devalila, and of course our wonderful singers. And this is the next generation that are carrying things on. And so it's so heartening to see that the spirit of Swamiji will go on. And we are passing the baton. We're not quite done holding it yet, but we're more than happy to pass it on. And they will also pass the baton to others. And so this ongoing movement of people coming, it was so touching in India. We were having a satsang at the Delhi Center, and a woman who had a successful job, gave it up, and now works full-time in the center. She said, the most important thing that happened in my spiritual life, she said, I'm a shy person. She's of Japanese heritage. And she said, I'd come to the center, but I always stood against the wall. I didn't talk to people. And then one day someone came up to me and said, could you help for a minute? The people working in the boutique haven't had time for lunch. Could you bring them some tea and some snacks? She said, someone wanted my help. She said, yeah, I had a job. Yeah, I earned money. But someone wanted my help. She said, that simple request changed my life. So my friends, wherever you are, we invite you to help. We invite you to help this great wave of sharing and hope and strength and inspiration and support that is moving out across the world in many languages. Our Spanish ministry just finished having an online yoga teacher training and meditation teacher training. The teacher for the yoga portion was from Spain. The teacher from the meditation portion was based at Ananda Village. But now we have many new teachers who can share this in the Spanish language. We're hearing also from India. But up till this point, it's all been taught in English. Now we're starting to, we just had a very inspiring Kriya in Hindi, taught some of our American teachers. Nayaswami Devi has learned to speak Hindi and is sharing it. And we're having meditation groups spring up in their own native languages. And we've already translated autobiography, I think, in 5 different regional languages. So it's just amazing. The network throughout the world and the young people coming up to say, I will do this. I will carry on in the spirit of Master and Swamiji. And through coming back now to the village after meeting many devotees everywhere, you can feel how important it is to motivate people throughout the world, how important our outreach-based ministries at Ananda Village are that you are supporting through World Brotherhood Day donations. But people look to us, say, oh, that's how they're doing it. Oh, now we can do that too. Oh, look at the great graphics on that. Look at how that interactive website in class format is. And so we are also helping we're like the older brothers and sisters, helping the younger brothers and sisters figure out how to do it. And so that's a wonderful thing. But more than any of that, you probably know, you may or perhaps know, Jyotish and I write a weekly blog, A Touch of Light, and the comments we get from throughout the world are really amazing. I mean, we're just humbled by them. We've been doing it now it'll be every week, coming up to 10 years in 2023. But every week people say, oh, this is just what I needed to hear. Oh, thank you so much. I was going through such a hard time, and it's like God spoke through that blog. So just as the testimonials that Jitendra was referring to or Deva Leela read, we are reaching and touching people's hearts through our own humble, sincere offerings. Not that any of us are important, we're simply not, but we are disciples of Master. I remember when Swami began the work in India, 2003, he invited a number of us to come over and begin teaching. And I said to him at one point, but Swamiji, I'm embarrassed to be teaching yoga and meditation to Indians. It says they came from there, and who am I as a Westerner? He said, he always had the most wise advice. He said, don't think of yourself as a Westerner and them as Indians. You are a disciple of Master, and they are wanting to be. That's what you have to share. And so for all of us, our spiritual aspiration, our desire to see peace and well-being and harmony in the world, that's what we have to give. It doesn't matter if we're not perfect ourselves. Who among us is perfect? But who among us does not want to share and help those in need? I dare say all of us. And World Brotherhood Day is a celebration. It's a focus that we can, it's a beacon of light we can carry throughout the year. And as we look at the world around us, it's a time, as you know as well as I, it's a time of tremendous suffering and challenge. But Ananda is a beacon of light, and it is a beacon of hope. And I just want to close my portion now, and then there's more to come. But I hope I can get through this without crying. Some before me couldn't, but this is a letter from a woman, a Kriyaban, who is living now. She's a very beautiful woman. I believe she was a school teacher. She's in her mid-60s. She lives in Kiev, Ukraine. At the beginning of the war, the members in Assisi said, her name is Tamara. They said, Tamara, it's going to get bad there. Why don't you come? We'll house you here. We'll find a way for you to stay. And she said, no, I'm needed here. And it's not that she has a ministry per se or a group per se. She was actually an online member of the Moscow meditation group and still connects with them as she can. But recently she wrote this letter. So this is, almost nearly a year later. She says, I feel myself every moment as a member of a huge cosmic family of self-realization, and my brothers and sisters inhabit all the expanses of the universe, the farthest stars, planets, countries, and continents of the earth. I have everything I need to live a simple, private life. I live in the living conditions which are available to me in conditions of war and electricity restrictions, because all the power plants of the country and the nuclear plants are damaged. I share with all the troubles and problems and with the people who provide and support my existence. I am grateful to everyone who defends the right of every person to live as God gave us. I heartily enjoy your care, offers of support and help, and hold in my heart the warmth of your open souls, light and joy. Most importantly, I am able to practice. Sometimes there are setbacks, but my soul is always with God, with the Guru, with the Masters. This connection is getting stronger and brighter. The more dangerous and disturbing the environment, the more I feel their support. I thank God for the opportunity to work out karmic debts without delay and smooth over the barriers and obstacles that separate me from wholeness and oneness. Om Guru Om. This is our sister Tamara, and I think she speaks for all of us. Her conditions perhaps are more challenging than ours, but we are part of her and she is a part of us. And through our contact through Master, we are united with not only our Guru Bhais, that's somewhat limiting, but with a family of souls struggling to live in the light.